I'm Christine Dean, and this is live from Studio A, and I'm very happy to welcome back to our studios Sara Thomsen. Hi, Sara.
Hey, hi, Christine. It's awesome to be back.
It's great to have you back, and I'm happy that the reason is that you have a new album out.
I do, a whole new album. I'm very excited.
And on Bandcamp, I saw it, the release date is 1/1/26, so you're just starting off the year.
Just the beginning
Brand new
of
album.
the release, yep.
And you have a release show coming up at Sacred Heart Music Center on February 1st, which is a Sunday, and that's going to be in the afternoon, 4 p.m.
Yeah, 4 p.m.
Happy hour.
Happy hour. It's a happy hour concert.
And then you also are doing something else that starts a little bit sooner than that I want people to know about, which is you, of course, were for many years the director of the Echoes of Peace Choir,
right.
A community choir. And you are doing a series, a community sing series that starts this coming Monday, the 26th, right? Do I have that date right?
Yep, Monday.
At the Peace Church in Duluth at 6:30. So couple of exciting things that you have coming up.
Yep.
Well, I want to have you just get started with the song, and then we'll come back. We'll talk about the new album and the community sing and all the things that you're doing. So what do you want to start with?
Well, I think I'll start with this song I wrote for my dad, in memory of my dad. So he was my earliest musical influence. He would always sing lullabies to all of us, my sisters, and so in fact, I would pretend that I couldn't sleep just so he would keep singing me more lullabies. So my earliest musical influence, and he passed just, 2020. So this was written in his memory and just tells the story of my singing dad. So tell me what song. Here we go. Could say it all began with the jangle of his keys. Anybody need a ride? Oh, yes, please. She'd never seen his face before that autumn day. She hopped into his car and they drove away. From the church he took her home, this young man all alone. She smiled and thought a poem might suit that day. For poetry can hold the holy moment close, and when you need it most, it comes your way. Tell me, what song did you wake up with today? A song will see you through, a song is praying too. I woke up today and the song I heard was you. It was gentle, it was strong, and I think we'll get along. Soon the wedding bells were ringing in the air. There was laughter, joy, and song everywhere. 5 little girls would brighten up their world. He'd carry them and curl them close and sing. 20 froggies went to school down beside the rushing pool. Little robin in the barn, through the winter safe and warm. For a lullaby can hold a holy moment close, and when you need it most, it comes your way. Tell me, what song did you wake up with today? A song will see you through, a song is praying too. I woke up today and the song I heard was you. It was gentle, it was strong, and I think we'll get along. With a hammer and a nail, bits of string and drops of glue, he could fix things up like new, humming on a tune. In the pocket of his shirt, always paper and a pen, scraps of scripture and a hymn to memorize. He would sing when he awoke, a song before he spoke. That was how the morning broke each day. Tell me, what song did you wake up with today? A song will see you through, a song is praying to. I woke up today and the song I heard was you. It was gentle, it was strong, and I think we'll get along. Great and grandchildren by his side, pull the wagon for a ride, sing another lullaby until the morning came. His voice could hardly sound, broken hearts gathered round him to sing. For in a song you hold a holy moment close, and when you need it most, it comes your way. Tell me, what song did you wake up with today? A song will see you through, a song is praying to. I woke up today and the song I heard was you. It was gentle, it was strong, and I think we'll get along. You could say it all began with the jangle of his keys.
Sara Thomsen, live from Studio A. What a sweet tribute to your dad. Is that
you.
how your parents met? Is that the story?
That is. It was like a college and career club kind of group that was meeting, and my dad had moved to Sioux Falls. This is in South Dakota. And he lived across the state in the Black Hills, and he'd moved to the area and met her at College and Career Club and jangled his keys and said, anybody need a ride? And my mother said, I do.
And the rest is history.
The rest is history. And here I am today because of that.
And I love the musical connection as well.
That, he loved to sing. He was an engineer by trade, but song was his love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he must have been really proud of you and that you were a musician.
Well, I hope so. Yeah, no, I think so. He loved to sing, and we would sing together. So yeah,
that's lovely. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So your album is called Here and Gone, and I can't help but notice that, which kind of I'm assuming refers to kind of the fleeting nature of our existence.
Mm-hmm.
The first song is Here and Gone. The last song is Gone and Here.
Yes.
So how do those fit together as bookends?
Yeah. Well, Gone and Here, the one that ended up being the bookend, kind of slipped in at the very last minute. I mean, all the songs had been recorded, and I was headed, on the road, headed to a gig I had in Chicago, and on the way, just visiting some places ancestors had lived in Illinois. So this whole time I've been thinking about those who have gone before, and probably the impetus was that first song, thinking about my dad. And so this, the Gone and Here was, how you, those who have gone before show up. Sometimes it's just might be a memory that flits through your head, or you see a bird and you're like, oh my God, just as you were thinking about that person. So it's just that idea that they're still with us in many ways. So that song Gone and Here ended up, the Here and Gone is actually almost a requiem, almost the first song, the person leaving singing their wishes. And Gone and Here is the people who have left singing, we're still here with you, and we're holding the light behind you. And so that's kind of the bookends of the of the album. And there are a number of songs. There's songs that are in memory of people who have gone before. And
there's one that called The Shortest Day that just hit me in my heart.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that's about, but obviously losing someone young, I think. And it's a beautiful song.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that was The Shortest Day was written for my sister, who I've known only in story and photographs. My oldest sister, Annie, who who passed in a car accident when she was 4.
Oh, my
And so I
goodness.
never met her because my oldest sister now was only 2 when this happened. So, but she's been, again, like that Gone in Here. She's, my whole growing up, we would always be curious about Annie. Was her name, Anne Rebecca. So that song was written, it was winter solstice when she came, when she, December 21st was her birthday. So, and just thinking about, well, actually the impetus why I wrote that song, besides, it's always been a story, was I was reading my grandmother's diaries and the years that she was alive. And what it struck me was that, oh my God, she was alive for 4 years, almost. So I'm going to get a little teary here just thinking about it. But it was my grandmother who kind of reminded me of that. And so the song was really written from my mother's perspective, or me imagining my mom's perspective. I checked in with her. She was like, "Yeah, this is fine."
Oh, that's nice.
So, but her looking back as an 86-year-old now over so many years and thinking about her first child.
Right, and I'm sure that
Yeah.
never leaves a
Yeah,
parent
she's
that loses a child.
she's always there. So, and that's for, when I've sing this song, I don't know how many people come and say, thank you, and they mention
Yeah,
someone.
yeah. I'm
So-
unfortunately we're using
Yeah.
the tissue box as
that's fine.
camera
I don't
holders
need it.
here
Yeah.
because I could use a tissue at this point too.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm going to try and hold it because really, and
Yeah.
those are the things, especially you and I are both probably peers as far as
Yeah.
how old we are, and so
Yeah.
as I get older, I think more about these things, and so.
Yeah.
I love how you explore that on this album. There's also, what was I going to ask you about? All right, why don't we just hear another song?
Yeah.
Let's hear another song. And
Yeah.
then we will come back and talk. Actually, I do know what I was going to ask you
Okay.
about. I was going to ask you about the people that play on the album with you.
Yes.
And this is kind of people that you've worked with before.
Yeah.
Erin Aldridge,
Yeah.
her amazing violin playing, fiddle playing.
Yes.
And I think is Ryan Frame.
Ryan Frame
again? Yeah.
is on there playing piano. John Thoreen, who's played on bass on my albums before, is on here. Ian Connell, who's a local musician, plays percussion on the album. And then my wife, Paula Peterson, is singing the harmony backup vocals.
Beautiful harmonies, yeah.
So it's really, and all 5 of those people will be at the CD release. So that's something that's special about the live release on, at Sacred Heart. And Eric Swanson, who's recorded my album since I moved to this area, is going to be, of course, running sound that night, and he did all the engineering, the mixing, the mastering on the album, and it's always a joy to work with Eric. So we'll all be there at the release concert. So that's exciting for me because recording it, we all come in maybe at different times, put a track here and put a track there, and so this will be exciting to
and also
play it live.
probably a lot of times when you're performing, it might just be you and Paula,
Yeah.
or it might just be you and your guitar.
Yeah.
So very special that you have that opportunity to do that.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, now let's hear another
Okay.
song. What do you want to share next?
Well, I think I'll share this song, "We Are Each Other's Light," that I wrote probably right following the last presidential election, actually. But it speaks to me, especially now with things we're dealing with in Minnesota, to not become the hate and the fear that we are witnessing and see daily. So I wrote this just as a reminder that turning to each other, and that's where we're gonna help each other see it through. So here's "We Are Each Other's Light." Here's for you, Minnesota, right now. I will not fill my cup up with fear. I will not fill my plate with hate. I will not dine on division, jokes and jeers that deride and denigrate, that slice and separate. I will not sip a drip. I will not take a bite. I will sit down at the table of delight. I will gather friends around, weary bones and broken-hearted from the fight. In the silence and the sound, we will reach across the table, light a candle, break some bread, open up the lid and ladle love in bowls till all are fed. And we will gather with our grief and with our joys. We will bring our thread and yarn, with our hands and with our fingers, with our voice. We keep mending what is torn. We are stitching songs of freedom. We are knitting in the dark. We are painting up the power. We are stirring up a spark. And when I walk out in the dark and sacred night, I will look up in the sky. I will see a million stars all shining bright. They are you and I, in the face of fear and fright, in the deep and dark of night. We are each other's light.
Sara Thomsen live from Studio A, another song from her new album, Here and Gone. And I love the concept of that in times where people are so divided, just, you know, community and trying to rise above some of the feelings that we have. And I'm wondering if that was kind of the impetus for you doing this Community Sing series that's coming up.
Yes, actually, it definitely was. I just, having directed the Echoes of Peace choir for some 21 plus years in Duluth, and that ended a few years ago. So I just realized the power of just coming together to sing, both as a healing thing for the person singing, but also as a way to build community, bring us together, and put out a different kind of energy right now. We might need tools when we're just out in the streets, including song. So singing is a way to just restore us, so we can keep like last night I couldn't sleep just thinking about some of the things, that I'm reading on the news or seeing. And so to me, it's a tool to keep us in, not turning away and engaged. And it's something that's an instant community builder. We're breathing together. We're singing together. So it definitely was the impetus.
And I'm sure a lot of folks that were part of that choir are going to be a lot of familiar faces there, as well as new people, I hope.
Yeah. I've been hearing from both folks who were in choir, but other folks as well who just, it's singing without any, well, I wouldn't say without any purpose, but we're not coming together to, work towards a concert. It's really just to come together to sing. So folks are hopefully coming knowing that it doesn't matter your experience or your talent singing. It's not what it's about. So it's about coming together in community and putting some really positive energy out there and healing energy and helping us keeping on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And this is reminding me of another time that you were here with some other folks involved with community choirs, including Maggie Wheeler,
Yes.
who is also an actor and was on Friends. You might remember her, but she also does community singing stuff, and you have one of her songs on this album, right?
Yeah. The song "Until We Meet Again" is near the end of the album, and it's a song of farewell, but it's also a song that just acknowledges communities coming together. And she wrote it inspired by what took place during COVID, which kind of happened in between my last album and now was the whole COVID epidemic. And so all our choirs, all our music, got canceled until we all started to figure out ways we could still gather. And she did this gathering called Together in Song online for, I don't know how many times she did it, but sing along, and had different community song leaders. So I was on there different times leading a song. And so it was this song that she wrote about all these people coming together from all over the world and building this, she talks in it about a tapestry or a weaving that we can wrap around our shoulders to comfort us, to hold us together, even as we're saying, our farewells. So it felt fitting for this album because not only what, the impetus of her writing it, but it's also, the here and gone theme of we say farewell, but we've built so much together to remember by. And so all those verses of her beautiful song speak to that. Yeah. So thank you, Maggie. She gave me permission.
Nice.
And she's, still leading singing as well. So.
Well, and just thinking about how long it's been since you released an album, there are 14 songs on here. So, it seems like you've been kind of storing some up.
Yeah.
Are you somebody who writes a lot? Did you have a lot of songs to choose from when you put this album together, or is this like, all right, I've been working on these songs and these,
Here's what I got. Yeah, this is. I'm kind of I go in bits and starts. There's some of the songs on the album that I started every Wednesday. I would get my cup of coffee and head over to this studio spot. I do my writing on the car rides and all sorts of places, but where I was intentionally going to work on songwriting. And so there are a number of songs that just came out of those moments. And then other times there'll be a long empty period where I just don't take the time to write. So it goes in bits and starts. So yeah, but I noticed I did it for 5 Wednesdays in a row, and I got 5 songs. I got a song every time I sat down and made myself work on it. So note to self, be a little more intentional. It's a good idea. Mary Oliver, she would write a lot of writers write every morning. So it's something I aspire to, and it does not happen regularly. Yeah.
Well, and poetry, do you write poetry as well? Because you often reference poetry, in these conversations. Do you also write things that just end up as poetry?
I do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I have done that, and I think my love of poetry, I've discovered in sort of reading family histories how far back, like generations, it goes. So poetry, and then writing lyrics that to me feel poetic is something I aspire to anyway. So I love poetry, inspired often by it. So yeah.
Well, we have time for one last song. What would you like to finish with?
Well, maybe I'll do. Just speaking of songwriting, I'll do this one I wrote that was about that, just all about songwriting. It's called "Blank Piece of Paper" because that's how it often starts out. So this is all about songwriting. So here we go. I think, is that what I called it eventually? Blank Piece of Paper? Is that the title on the CD?
That is the title.
Okay,
and
yeah.
and thank you for reminding me of that one because I did remember that one on your.
Yeah.
All right.
So here's to songwriting, here's to poetry, here's to how does it all happen? It's a mystery. Oh, I better put a capo on though because it'll be too. Do I put a capo on? Good morning. Yeah, here we go. Good morning, blank piece of paper, staring back at me. Good morning, cream in my coffee. A cup of time to be alone with dawdle and dreaming. There's ink in my pen and my old friend I am tuning. What if words are nowhere to begin? What if words are nowhere to begin? How do you say I love you? How do you greet a friend? How do you paint the color of the sky? How do you say goodbye with no words to begin? Good morning, sky out my window, blue beyond the trees. Good morning, sun, shine and shadow, shimmering on the leaves. What is your language and longing? Your stories on the wind. What is your singing and songing? What if words are nowhere to begin? What if words are nowhere to begin? How do you say I love you? How do you greet a friend? How do you paint the color of the sky? How do you say goodbye with no words to begin? Handwritten lines on the paper, looking back at me, and I am singing them softly, slipping them free to fly like birds out my window. A song on the open sky, born on the blank page of dawning. What if words are nowhere to begin? What if words are nowhere to begin? How do you say I love you? How do you greet a friend? How do you paint the color of the sky? How do you say goodbye with no words to begin? What if words are nowhere to begin? How do you say I love you? How do you greet a friend? How do you paint the color of the sky? How do you say goodbye with no words to begin? How do you say goodbye with no words to begin?
That's Sara Thomsen live from Studio A, another song from her new album, Here and Gone. And again, she is having a release show on February 1st. That's a Sunday at Sacred Heart Music Center at 4 p.m. nice early
Happy hour.
Yeah, happy hour show for a Sunday. And you are going to have the full band there, Paula Peterson and Aaron Aldridge and Ryan Frayne, and who else was
John
going to
Thurine and
Okay.
Ian Connell
Nice.
will also be there. Yeah.
So they will bring this to life. And I want to let people know you have an Instagram now.
I do. I had a personal one, but I was like, oh yeah, I guess I should start my
I was
a music one. So
I was
yes.
scrolling back through your Facebook. I was like, oh, she just got a music Instagram. It's kind of
Yeah.
nice to have that separation, I
Yeah.
would think.
Yeah, it is.
And also you have the Community Sing series coming up. The first one is this coming Monday at the Peace Church in Duluth, which is at all of the
11th and
11th.
11th, yeah.
11th and 11th in Duluth East. And that starts at 6:30 p.m. on Monday. And that's a monthly thing, I believe?
Yeah, and it's typically it's the fourth Monday, except for in May it's the third Monday because of Labor Day's on the 4th. So, yeah.
And is that on your website?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
I had to think about
Okay,
that.
and
Yeah,
that's
it is on my website.
And that's Sara
Thomsen.
with no H, Sara Thomsen, THOMSEN.com.
Yeah,
right?
no P in the Thompson and E-N.
So if people want more information on that Community Sing series, you can find it on that website. Well, thank you so much, Sara. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me in. And your this new
Right, yeah,
location is really nice in here.
Yeah, your
fancy.
first time here. Welcome, and hope it's not the last.
Yeah, no, I hope to be back again whenever you have me.
We're always happy to have you. Today's Live from Studio A was produced by me, Christine Dean, with help from Cameron Matthews and Caitlin Brinza, and funding provided by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund. To listen to previous sessions, go to thenorth1033.org and click on Music. This is Live from Studio A on the North 103.3. Thanks for listening.